I'm going to talk about how to stay on track for the whole year without having to set goals or even set resolutions. So let's get into it. I decided recently that I'm going to start doing a lesson of the day. So if I'm learning something, I immediately come on and share it. So that's what I'm going to do here. Put a little slideshow together and I'm going to pull it up and we can talk about it. So let's take a look and I'll hit play here. All right, cool. So essentially, welcome to the lesson of the day. And this kind of covers a few questions and a different way that you can stay focused. Um, this series is going to end up being a recap of my daily learning. So without further ado and introductions, let's just talk about it. So the problem is that no matter what your goals are, no matter what's going on, you need a way to stay focused and stay motivated. And usually it doesn't always work out that way. Instead, what you end up with is fading motivation. You start off strong, you fizzle out. You get pulled in too many directions, and ultimately you get goal competition, which is when you have more than one goal and your attention is spread all over the goals and you kind of get diluted. So this idea can be different for everybody. This is the idea of like finding a word, and that word ends up being different for everybody, but it's worth taking the time to find that word for yourself. And this concept comes from The One Word That Will Change Your Life, which is a book that I read yesterday. So let's give the backstory. But before we do that, let's talk about the payoff. What are you going to benefit from if you hang out for this video for the next 3 minutes or whatever? So overcoming your fading motivations is definitely one. Avoiding starting strong and fizzling out is another thing that you'll get from this. Finding your North Star, something to guide you and center you. Maintaining your focus and on what matters for the year, and finding the one word that'll help you reach your goals. So this comes from a book called The One Word That Will Change Your Life by John Gordon, Dan Brighton, and Jimmy Page. And it was recommended to me by my EO Accelerator group coach, and shout out to them. And he said it's a short read and it would really make a difference, and I thought it did. So that's why I'm sharing it here today. So here's what it breaks down to. It's a decent book with a lot of stories and a lot of things covered, but it breaks down to this few things, right? You prepare your heart, you connect with your why, you receive your word, and then you kind of live and share your word going forward from there. So the first step is preparing your heart. And the way that you go about doing this is you create a quiet space and ask yourself, what do I need? So, what are the areas of your life that you need the most change and why? Then you kind of go to the obstacles. What's in your way? So, this is what are the obstacles, the things that are getting in my way of my personal growth and the things that are getting in the way of me getting what I need. And just making the space to have that understanding within yourself. And then you move to your baggage. This is, what do I need to let go of? Oh, I see a typo there. No, not really. What needs to go? Yeah, what needs to be dropped? And this is past mistakes, pains, bitterness, and so on. What do you need to drop? What do you need to let go of? Once you do that, you can now step to connecting with your why. And your why is your purpose, your driving force. And you can go deep with this and find out like why are you drawn to, as the words start to come to you, why are you drawn to these words or this particular word, right? And this is, you do this by looking at your past, looking at your current circumstance, and looking at where you want to go and kind of seeing how that arc, that progression in your life is guiding you, and you use that as a way to really connect to what your purpose is and where it's taking you. Once you know your why, it makes it a lot easier to kind of live your word, because you'll be living on purpose and sharing it as well, because if you're aligned with your purpose and your intentionality, then sharing it becomes a simple step, really. Now, the thing that they talk about, which was a key thing in the book, was this idea that you don't really choose your word. You can, but if you receive your word, and this is kind of like creating the space to have the word come to you, something that is aligned to your needs and where you want to go, it's aligned to your purpose, and open yourself and have it come to you. In order to do this, they kind of take the approach of letting go. And this is letting go by praying and asking God or whatever higher power to take control, so you're not really sitting there with your hands on the wheel. And then, asking, what do you want to do in me and through me? So it's not enough for it to be, okay, I want to go do this. So that is my word. It's more so like, this is the transformation that needs to happen within me. And this is the manifestation or message or purpose that needs to flow through me, where I'm the agent of this change, right? That could be your business, your creation, your whatever, your book, your idea, your app. But whatever it is, what are you the agent of? And what is that thing that is going to happen through you? So by letting go of you trying to be the driver, you can actually open yourself up to receiving a word that will allow things within you and things to happen through you from a place of higher consciousness. And that leads to that next stage where once you have it and you know what your word is and you feel connected to it and you've connected it to your purpose, then you share your word. And you can share your word in actions and you can share your word in your deeds, but you share it by really living it and putting it front and center in your life. And so, in the spirit of doing that and not just talking about it, I'm going to share my word. So, my one word is share. And this is sharing my journey, my knowledge, skills, time, history, beliefs, mistakes, projects, successes, lessons, wins, losses, but just sharing. And so that's my one word, my guiding principle. Now, typically, the way they recommend you do this is you have your one word for the year and you start it at the beginning of they didn't say to start at the beginning of the calendar year, but you started at the beginning of the year and you have your one word extend for the year. And then the next year, you pick a different word. And that's good, but I'm not one to ever wait and start any kind of goal setting or resolution at the beginning of the calendar year. So I chose my one word now. I will have it run through 2023, and sometime towards the end of the next year, I will pick my next word and adopt it immediately. So my one word is share. The question to you is, when you're looking at your goals and you're feeling like, by July and you've kind of fizzled out a little bit, this happens to me too. Does having one word that kind of guides you, that is the theme for your year, would that be something that's useful to you? I think it would be useful to me. That's why I adopted it, and that's why I'm sharing it. And also because my one word is sharing, well, share. And so it's more of a command, share. And because I'm sharing it, I hope that the act of me doing it will help you to, one, maybe look into the book and see if the concept can help you as well. And that's it really for today. Thanks for tuning in. I hope that this one word can help you to find your guiding principle and help to keep you focused on the things that you're trying to achieve as well. All right. Have a good one.